Welcome back to I'm Every Woman TV's holiday special. We are now going to have on our show, help me welcome Lynne Stewart, who is the Director of Fund Development and Communications with the March of Dimes. I'm so honored to have Lynne here with me today. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am so psyched. I'm so happy that you're here. Thanks for being here. And the reason that I'm so happy isn't just because I love you. It's because March of Dimes is one of a favorite charity of mine. You know, I try and support different ones. And the reason is that you really improve the lives of women and children.
That's right.
Which, of course, is a message dear to my heart. And it starts, you know, when a woman's pregnant and it carries forth and you know, just all the things you're doing to help people living with disabilities. So I'm just going to get into the interview a little bit.
Sounds great.
I understand the organization was originally founded by Franklin D. Roosevelt because
That's right.
he had polio.
That's
so
right.
Can you speak a little bit about
Sure.
that?
So we've actually been around we'll be going into our 62nd year next year. And as you said, it's been all about women and children and mothers and all those things combined. It was in the early 1950s when there was the polio epidemic in Canada and the United States. And so the mothers here literally marched and raised money. And at the time, they raised $40,000 a night. So in 1950s money, what that would translate into now, I have no idea. But, you know, and we're one of those rare organizations that's actually solved its disease. And so they helped push the government and push the pharmaceutical companies to go about trying to solve polio. So it's a tremendous thing that they did. And we actually, I think, now I'm going to forget her formal title, but Ellen Faircloud is actually, we have a recognition society that's named after the marching mothers. And Ellen Faircloud was the first marching mother. And I'm thinking she was the mayor in Hamilton, but I may be wrong on that. So deep history.
And also, when I did some research again last night, I always do a lot of research.
That's great.
I understand that, you know, you did a little bit of a rebrand in the 50s,
That's
late
right.
50s, because you had the polio under control.
That's right.
And yet you moved on to tackle other disabilities such as epilepsy, autism, diabetes, stroke. And these are, you know, diseases that are really kind of impacting our society today, as it seems that, you know, women, the biggest killer of women, even over cancer, is heart and stroke.
That's right.
And I believe it's now 1 in 8 babies are born with some kind of autism or epilepsy or something like that, due to environmental factors and what have you in our society. So it's really important that you continue forward with what you're doing. I thought one of the other very interesting things about March of Dimes is how you got your name.
Right. Well, because they marched with dimes to help solve polio. Like, it was interesting, having just been down at Canada Fest in Palm Springs, a lot of it were older, being 53 myself, older Canadians. And what they remember as kids is actually putting the dimes on the strips. So the dimes is how they raised their money. So that's how we became the March of Dimes.
And also it was, as I read, was tied in a little bit with a song by Eddie Cantor that he had something out called March of Time.
He did.
And you
then
guys
the
played
twist,
on that.
Yeah, we definitely played on that. That's
okay,
right.
so that's good. So celebrityism has been a part of March of Dimes from the onset. And here I have a copy of your latest newsletter. And you can see in this newsletter that William Shatner is a big supporter,
That's right.
as is Alan Thicke, who's
That's
a
right.
Canadian himself. What do you think draws the celebrities in?
Well, you know, I think there's so many wonderful celebrities and wonderful causes. But I think for celebrities, there's a sense that they have been blessed and they want to give back. Mr. Shatner has been involved with us now for, I think, 6 years. And it was a letter to him that he actually called back himself. Mr. Thicke has been involved in our golf tournament in the United States. So again, you know, I think they feel like they want to give back, and they've been terrifically supportive of March of Dimes.
And you have some amazing events, and I wanted to talk a little bit about, you have a big gala every year.
Yes, we do, and Mr. Thicke is going to be part of that, probably in June of 2013.
And you do some other things as well.
Yes,
like
we do.
I just actually was at your opportunities.
That's right.
And I believe Kate Linder came to you with this idea.
Well, short version of it, she was playing in our golf tournament in Palm Springs, February of this year. Mm-hmm. And we met her because she was one of the celebrities. And she talked about this tea that she was doing out in Western Canada. And we said, why don't you do it with us here in Toronto? So that's how it came to be. And I don't know if people get the spin, but the opportunities is all about opportunities for independence, and that's what March of Dimes is all about. And
I want to talk to you about that in one second, but I just wanted to mention a little bit about the tea and show some pictures from it. First of all, Kate Linder and friends. This is from the cast of The Young and the Restless. We were blessed to meet, and very nice lady, Kate Linder. And we had Christian LeBlanc, who plays Michael Baldwin. We had Tracy E. Bregman, who is Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. We had Elizabeth Hendrickson, who plays Chloe Mitchell. And we had Jeff Branson in, who plays Ronan. And
you got to meet them all.
We got to meet them all, but so did the people in attendance. And also, we had Leona Boyd there.
That's right.
And a beautiful tea hosted by Global Zone Leslie Roberts.
That's right.
And the thing about this is that I was so impressed that all these soap stars came up here not being paid.
That's right.
Of their own time and their own inclination, and just to give back. And to me, that was pretty impressive. So I guess you guys have to be doing something right?
Well, I give all the credit to Kate, because she's the one that totally engages them. She's the one that goes to say, hey, I'm doing this in Toronto. And as you say, they gave up because they could travel a long way and be paid a lot of money. So they gave up their time, which is wonderful.
Yeah, and they were in Toronto for a few days, too, not just like overnight.
That's right.
So I think we have some pictures that we have to show from that event.
Great.
And we're going to flash them through. Okay, so here's Elizabeth Hendrickson with one of the ladies who attended the two. There's me with Kate.
Kate, that's great.
Lindor.
There's Christian LeBlanc / Michael.
Yeah. Slash Michael. He was a riot. There's...
I noticed how
Jeff.
Close you are to Jeff in that picture.
No, that's not me. People think that's me, but it's not. It was one of the people's... But I have to tell you, it's hard not to be close to him, because he's just absolutely gorgeous. And I was devastated when I learned he's going on to prime time now.
That's right.
And I also met Leona Boyd there and a few other people. But we have some coverage we're going to stick in as well in here. And I'm going to get on with the interview. And now I want to get on to the main things, which is the programs and services you provide for people living with disabilities. Can you comment a little bit on the types of things you do and how somebody with a disability or a family member can get involved and get the use of these services?
Oh, very good question.
Okay.
So as we said, March of Dimes more than 60 years. And we're all about helping people with physical disabilities. As you said, regardless of the physical disability, whether you're a child or you're an adult, our main service is that we actually go into people's homes to help care for people that aren't able to do that for themselves anymore. We also help put people back in the workplace. We have one of our larger programs, which a lot of our fundraising efforts, like the tea goes to, is that we work with people who've had stroke, because you said there's 50,000 Canadians every year that have a stroke.
And most of them are women.
Oh, most of them are women. So we have been starting some programs where there's literally, I'm Mary Lynn, I've had a stroke, I go to see Tracy that's had a stroke, right? So there's that peer-to-peer, and we really believe in that peer-to-peer experience because it's so important. We also do... we have what we call our non-supportive, our supportive housing, where people living in a place that we also look after them 24/7. So if there's a way to help people that are physically disabled, March of Dimes is there helping.
But how do they find out about you?
Well,
and how do they get the funding?
So the funding, so there's two ways. And one of our larger programs, I failed to mention, is our Home and Vehicle Modification Program, where again, it's a funding that comes from the Ontario government. We help to fix up someone's home or their car so they're able to get out and about. So they can find out about it, of course, from our website, just www.marchofdimes.ca, or they can find out about it from their occupational therapist or their physiotherapist. Like it's sort of all of the above. But most people find out about it, as they're going through their struggle, they find out, who can I help? So we also help people if they need help, if they need to get a wheelchair, or if they need to get a walker, any type of assisted device. And I'm back to that point. It's the circle of services that we're there to support people that have disabilities. And
you have educational programs and funding available as well through tax credits, disability tax.
Yes, they do. And so again, I just urge people, because the website's pretty self-explanatory, but whatever it is, they can go in and click through and find what they're looking for. So, or just call our 1-800, which is 1-800-263-DIMES. So you call in or look at the website. It's probably the best place to start.
Now, because we're in the holiday period, and I want to be a little bit delicate about this, but I think that it can be a lonely time of year, the holidays. It's not always the happiest time of the year. Could be even more so with someone who's struggling with a disability. What can we do to help make their holiday a little bit more helpful, or a little bit happier,
a little bit
more, like to keep them involved in the festivities?
Well, I think everything the things you've been talking about on the show today, right? I think if there is someone in your family that is disabled, go and see them, right? Like really, loneliness and depression are one of the biggest problems that happens when someone is disabled. So see them. If you see someone on the street, take a moment, help them across the street. It's really to have the company. It's the social interaction, right? So I think it's to be aware of people around you and to help them as you see them right in front of you, because around us, all of us, there are people that need help.
But how can we make them more involved, like maybe at the dinner table or something, to make things easier for them?
Engage, talk to them, pull them out, say, can I take you to a movie, right? Get them out. I think some of the things, this is Banana Museum, part of it's accessible. Get them out to things, right?
It is accessible.
Get them out, get them seeing things. Because again, it's all stimulation, right?
Right, to make them feel like, they are a human being just like everybody else.
That's right.
Maybe not to focus so much on the disability. And again, not to be insensitive, but I think this is a really good question, and that is, when you're choosing a gift for someone who has a disability,
right,
what might you think to do?
Well, and as you say, it is a delicate question.
Yeah.
But if people do want to donate to March of Dimes, we actually have a campaign going right now where a corporation is matching. If you give X up to X, it's sort of a double your money. So they can look at, again, the www.marchofdimes.ca. I think the biggest thing, and I like your point, is to get out. I really do. Because isolation and loneliness, I know we're sort of repeating what we said, but that's so key for people to feel the holidays are a good thing, right?
And they're not excluded from it.
Exactly.
What new things do you have coming out at the March of Dimes?
So 2013, well, we're very excited. We've got our Battle of the Bands is going on across Canada, and Pennzoil's just come on as our major corporate partners, so we're excited about that. We will be repeating the tea, probably the first part of December, and looking to do it in other markets.
Wow, great.
So that'll be kind of exciting. So and we've got golf tournaments that we're doing with Alan and Kate will be down in March. We'll be down in Palm Springs. People want to go play golf in Palm Springs, they're welcome to come, looking for foursomes. And then, as we said,
that could be fun.
It would, yeah. And then our gala with Mr. Thick in June. So again, they can go to the website to find out the exact date, because we're just finalizing the date right now. So always looking for fun things to do, though.
And Mary Lynne, personally, why did you choose to become part of the March of Dimes?
Well, for me, my dad had a stroke 10 years ago, and it's very close to my heart, so drives my passion, caregiving, because so much what we do at March of Dimes is about caregiving. So in my own life, that's what drew me to March of Dimes.
That's wonderful. Well, I want to remind everyone again that, it is the season of giving, so please open your heart, your mind, and your wallet to support the March of Dimes. I'm sure they would really appreciate it. No amount is too small or too big. And again, you can find them at www.marchofdimes.ca. And I want to thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And for driving this message home, because it's really important. And ladies, I think we're at the close. So I want to wish you all a very happy holiday season from I'm Every Woman TV, our family to your family. I want to remind you to cut the stress over the holidays and do something special for yourselves, and to claim our prizes today at Janette@yourmarketingmagnet.com. We look forward to seeing you in the new year on January 21st. We'll be back with a very exciting episode featuring not just Dr. Rad with this third part of health for women, but I have footage from meeting Paula Abdul at an event when she was in town here in Toronto. And Paula Abdul is a pretty inspirational lady who has accomplished a great deal. I think you're going to learn a lot from her. We're going to have a special on that, and we're going to show you the footage that we shot, or at least some of it. And we're going to have Paula's family, her cousin actually, will be in on that live special. It was kind of interesting. Paula has Canadian roots. Her mother is from outside of Winnipeg, and the family was reunited at the event, and we caught it all on film, and then we invited them to come. So it'll be exciting. So please join us on January 21st, and until then, have a great holiday, whatever you celebrate.